Hello and thank you for joining me today on today's video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss any future videos. But today what I'm going to do is rehouse two that I've never had before and I've kept since I've had these as slings, and now I absolutely love them. And I kept them in these enclosures, and they were the Phormictopus Cancerides, the Hispaniolan giant, or the Haitian brown, or some other form of giant tarantula. They've got loads of different common names. But this is the first time I've had them, and I've got two, and they've both doing really well. But I thought like LPs were the ones that grew really quick, because I've got like LPs that are just growing on so fast at the minute and getting bigger for a large terrestrial tarantula. But I've got Grammostola pulchras behind me, which are just taking an age. They're a good size, about 2 inches, but they're taking ages. And yet these have been power eating non-stop, and I'd say they're a bold tarantula. They are really bold. Let me just crack this open so I can show you. So you can see what I did with the enclosure. I did put some moss in there, some light carpet moss, which both of them have just completely covered up. And then they've dug up the substrate right to the top, and they don't want any moss, and the water dish is buried within that as well. But they are power eaters, absolutely machines. They just non-stop eat. And as you can see at the minute, it looks like an LP, so it's changed, like the colour's gone darker then lighter and vice versa, but they literally eat multiple times a week. And then as soon as they've molted, they go on to eating straight away, like within a week. Some I get them refused longer, but with these they just continually eat. So I have to like keep them slowed down so that they don't grow too much and too large with their abdomen. But these are absolutely beautiful. And I do keep a little bit of moisture in there, but I allow it to dry out, and then I just add some moisture in another corner, and they seem absolutely fine. But with that, their growth rate, it's just one molt after the other for tiny slings. And I got them, I think they were just under 2 centimeters when I got them, and I've had to move them over quite quickly. This one's at the top as well there, I can see coming up. But they're very active, always on the move, always moving the soil around, and they're actually very bold. And I would say they can be defensive. I wouldn't say they're aggressive. They can be defensive when they're startled, and they can actually raise up, but they sort themselves out quite quickly. Whereas you get an OBT, goes into a threat, it can stay there for some time, half hour plus, whatever. But these normally give a little threat, and then they run off, then they'll do another one. They're quite skittish, but they're bold, and they'll turn around to you as well. So I'm really enjoying watching these grow. But what I want to do is, because they move to soil, they literally go cover up this end, and then literally within the next month or so, they'll just move the soil and substrate back to the other side, and they keep seeming to traverse it. So what I want to do is, I've got a load of these enclosures from the spider shop. These are absolutely brilliant. So they're 30 centimeters diameter, so it's absolutely massive. And I used these for some soils that I had on my shelf, but cleared them out, moved them onto the arboreal tubs that you can see on there, and you can use them for soil as well. But these I just want to use for terrestrials, just something that I can see sit out, because it is perfect all the way around. Then you could pop this out on the desk, and the lid, you've got the food hatch, which is perfect if you don't want to disturb your tarantula, or if you want to get in and do a spot of maintenance, you could just open up this massive hatch and you could get in and do what you need to do without disturbing them. And this is all Spider Shop logoed up. It's very hardy, clicks all in, but then it's got really good air ventilation all the way around, and that's why it's probably not good what I use for soils, because it evaporated the moisture way too quick. But for terrestrials, this is going to be perfect. Now this is absolutely massive compared to what they're used to, but I want to give them freedom to roam around and do what they want to do, because they're very active. They did burrow down when they were smaller, but now they're just out bulldozing all day long. So let's just get these set up, and then we will rehouse them. I think what I'm going to do is leave the substrate down at this sort of depth, so you've got all of this is height so I can see around. They don't need a lot at the minute because they're only, I'd say 2 inches leg span, which is tiny for these, but I'm going to give them a hide to see if they use it, because at the minute they don't use the hide anymore, they just sit out on top. But whether that's because the hide's too small and they've not got a lot of room in there, so I think I'm still going to give them the hide, and then I want a lot of clear visibility so I can see them. So let's just grab them a nice big hide.
Okay, so speed this up again, get nice big bits of some cork bark that I collect, see if we can fit that in there, and take a little moment to step back, have a quick look at it, see how it looks in the enclosure, and yep, I'm happy with that. Carry back on again. Just make sure we get it fitted in how I want to view it. Do the same on the other one as well. Keep putting bits and pieces in, make sure it's all sturdy and it won't collapse. Then we get some more substrate, just fill in as and when I need it. Build up the substrate to the level I want, and then we do some leaf litter, then the bottle cap, then some water, and we're done.
Right, so that's all I've done. The enclosures are completed. We'll just see if the lid goes down on that one. Yes, that will, that'll be fine. Right, so let me show you what I did inside. That's all I've done. So I've done a few inches of substrate, which is probably, yeah, it's deeper than what I actually did for them in their enclosure. So they've got enough to dig around in inside there. Water dish at the back, and then I've just created a little cork bark piece which I've just stuck in so it's firm, and then it's got somewhere to go underneath, and the same again on the other one. So a bit of leaf litter, and the substrate's moist to the touch, but I'll let it dry out, and then I've put the water at the back, both of them out of the way, because I've never seen these two drink and they just bury it straight away anyway, which I expect them to do in these, but gives them a lot more room, so I'm very, very happy with that. So let me just bring you closer, and then we'll just try and rehouse these. I don't think I'll get any problems with these, so let's just crack straight on.
There we have it. See if I can encourage this to walk up and over. This is off camera, I'm just trying to position myself, and I must have breathed on her. See if you can hear her give me a defensive slap. Whoa! Alright, so these have got a really good food response. Let's just see if I can get it to move down. Come on. As I said, these are a very bold species, and they can move quick as well. So we're going to take that out. There we go, laying some web. Careful, remove that web. So there we go, that one's all in. It actually looks like it's gone to drink. But it does look like a Lasiodora parabama, but I assure you it's not. And you can tell there by the carapace, it's got a very gold sort of sheen to it. I'm not sure if that's coming up on the camera. But that is absolutely brilliant. So I'll leave that one there with the lid off. Let's see if I can get the other one in. See if I can encourage this one backwards. I expect a food response from this one again. They do it every time. There we go. Oh, and a threat display, look. There we go. It's made it easier for me. Come on. They are so bold. And there we have it. So this one is slightly smaller than the one on the left, and you can see strands of webbing going all the way across, which they've not laid any sort of like web blanket or carpet or anything like that at all, so that's just a little bit of a safety net for them. But there we go. I think that looks really, really good. Gives them plenty of room. Oh, it looks like an LP there. But look at that. Absolutely stunning. And like I said, once these settled in, I'll get them feeding, and they'll probably move their enclosure around to how they want them. But I just can't wait. Every molt with these, they change colour, and they're going a bit more bronzy, sort of goldy coloration, like on the carapace on that one. It's just their attitudes. Absolutely amazing. Super, super bold tarantula. That gets very big. Stunning. And now I've done that there with like a cavern. So it's got plenty of space to traverse all the way around. Beautiful.
So there we have it. They're both in, and they got plenty of room, and there's nothing wrong with giving a tarantula loads more room, just as long as you know they're actually getting their prey items. So if you are more scared of spiders and you just chuck stuff in, then you've got more opportunities for the cricket or roach to hide and literally just run out of the way. But I always take them off and get in and make sure they all feed. So I'm really going to enjoy watching these grow in this enclosure until I have to move them on, because they'll get to some enormous size. But let me just pop this lid on. Oh, see? They're so aware and so bold, these. Love them. Let's get this lid on. So there we go. Both of them all in. So I hope you enjoyed that quick little video, and look out for future updates of those.